I've decided to give the luxury car you bought to my parents. Wait, what are you talking about? Mom and Dad will be so pleased. Hold on a second, did you buy it with the intention of giving it to your parents? Yes, exactly, it's already done, so no matter what you say, it's happening. If you go against me, I'll divorce you. What, divorce? In that instant, something inside me that had been holding me back broke. If you go against me, divorce. Who's the one saying that? Fine, I'm fine with that. My name's Rose, I'm 37, an office worker. I live with my husband Jack and our 7-year-old daughter, Lily. Jack and I both work, so we manage fine financially. My daughter is growing up well, and I'm happy in my own way, but I do have issues with Jack. He tends to care more about his parents than about our family. It's one thing to care for them, but there were many times when he put them before his own daughter, which wasn't easy for me. Even when I was in labor, I called Jack at work to tell him I was having contractions. I asked him to come to the hospital because I was about to give birth. I'm sorry, my mom burned her finger. I have to go to my parents' house. I couldn't believe he was more concerned about his mother's minor burn than being there for me when I was about to give birth. My mother-in-law had gotten a small burn from touching a pen that was on fire, which she just ran under cold water, and it was fine, but Jack rushed to her side, abandoning me at the hospital. Jack works hard and is kind to me, but his behavior toward his parents really gets under my skin. Another time, on our daughter's first birthday, my in-laws had planned a trip, and Jack prioritized driving them. He didn't even celebrate our daughter's birthday with me. Instead, he stayed in a hotel with them because they had booked an extra room. It was unbelievable that he would pick a trip with his parents over his daughter's first birthday. After that, I started losing trust in Jack. These things kept happening, but I couldn't just divorce him. I still loved him, and I didn't want to take away our daughter's father. He wasn't indifferent to her, and I believed that, eventually, he'd put her first. But for the last 7 years, Jack has never celebrated our daughter's birthday with me. I tried to make sure she wasn't left feeling alone. I thought about asking my in-laws to join us for the celebration, but they refused, claiming it was too much trouble to come over. Sure, it's a 2-hour drive from their place, but Jack regularly makes that trip without complaining. For them to say it's too much of a hassle to come here felt incredibly selfish. And my mother-in-law doesn't even hide her bias. She always wished for a son and doesn't really care for our daughter. I told you I wanted a boy, why did you disobey me? I couldn't believe my ears when she said that. You can't control the sex of your child, and it shouldn't matter, but my mother-in-law is old-fashioned and insists on having a son. Jack's reluctance to celebrate our daughter's birthday with us is partly because he's trying to appease his mother. He always seems more concerned about making her happy than anything else. He can't bring himself to disobey her. At a New Year's gathering at my in-laws, my mother-in-law made several pointed remarks about me. It felt like she enjoyed belittling me, especially about not having a son. She also found ways to mock me. Rose, why can't you do things faster? Look, someone's cup is empty, why don't you fill it? My mother-in-law treated me like a servant in front of the whole family. My son is amazing, but his wife is a disaster. She does some office job, entering data. I don't understand how she can keep doing that without getting tired. I've told her I'm an engineer, not just someone who enters data, but she doesn't care to understand. Data entry is actually a good job too, but she ignores that. She sees our daughter, but ignores her, while she gives New Year's gifts to other relatives' children, and Jack does nothing to stop her. It hurts to see our daughter mistreated, and I'm being treated like a fool. Jack just laughs at his mother's comments and lets her treat me like this. He even says I'm not good without him, trying to look good in front of the family. I didn't want to take our daughter's father away from her, so I put up with it, but over time, I lost my love for Jack. Then, one day, Jack asked me for a favor. I actually want to buy something. What's that? A car. A car? I was taken aback. Jack had never shown interest in cars before. Why now? I thought it might be nice to get a new one. You know, I'm always driving to my parents' house, so I thought I could change things up. We live close to a supermarket, and I don't drive much. I'm not really into cars, so I thought you could handle it. Well, it's up to you. You're the main one driving it anyway. Jack smiled and, looking a little apologetic, added, I'll pick out the car, but you can pay for it. Jack wanted a new car, but couldn't afford it. He wanted me to pay for it. My salary supports the household, and I didn't expect Jack to cover much. When I was on maternity leave, Jack didn't contribute, so I returned to work right after giving birth. I negotiated with my company to work remotely while caring for our daughter. I had always felt it was selfish of Jack to make me pay for a new car, but when he was in a good mood, he'd help out with our daughter, so I agreed to go along with it. Are you sure? Thank you. Jack was thrilled and immediately started looking at car catalogs and browsing online. Since I would be the one paying, I warmed up to the idea. We didn't need anything too big, just something for the three of us. Yeah, I understand. Jack muttered as if he wasn't really listening. He visited the car dealership a few times, chatting with the salesperson. 2 weeks later, he told me he was ready to buy the car and took me to the dealership. Jack was so excited. I sat down and waited for him to give me the details. Then the car and contract arrived. I was shocked when I saw what the dealer had prepared, a large luxury minivan. Oh my God, are we really buying this? Yeah, it's great. I'm really excited about it. Hold on, I don't think we actually need it. I mean, for the future, it might be better to have something as sleek as this, right? Maybe if we decide to have another child. Jack is adamant that it's the best option, but I was shocked when I saw it wasn't at all what I envisioned. Even if we do have another kid, this car feels way too big for a family of 4. Are we seriously going to buy it? I repeated that again and again, and he was getting visibly frustrated. Why do you keep repeating the same thing? You're making the dealer uncomfortable. You were the one who said, "Leave it to me." Yes, but that was the problem. Okay, it's decided, Jack said, signing the contract. The dealer then explained the price. I was taken aback by how much it cost. I can't pay that all at once. Are we supposed to take out a loan or something? What the heck? Fine, I guess I have no other choice. Jack insisted on putting the car in his name, so we ended up taking out a loan. From now on, I'd transfer the payments into his account. That's how we ended up with the car. A few days later, it was delivered to our home. Wow, it's amazing. Jack was thrilled when he saw it. I thought, well, if he's happy with it, then fine. But then something unexpected happened. It was the weekend, and Jack had the car keys, so I asked if he was going anywhere. Oh, where are we headed? To my mom and dad's. All right, I said. He was leaving our daughter behind to visit his parents again. Are you going in that car? Jack happily replied with something I didn't expect. Yeah, I'm giving the luxury car you bought to my parents as a gift. What do you mean by that? They're really excited about it. Of course, I'll drive you in it every time we go out. Wait, you bought it as a gift for your parents? Yeah. Are you serious? You said you wanted it, so I agreed to buy it. If I had known from the start that this was a gift for your parents, I never would have agreed to it. Of course not. It's insane that you put your parents above me like that, but I've already bought it. It's in my name, and I'll do what I want with it. If you don't like it, I'll divorce you. Divorce? At that moment, everything I had been holding back broke down. I'd had my issues with Jack, but I kept telling myself not to get a divorce for our daughter's sake. Despite how much he prioritized his parents, I believed he still cared about me and our child, but seeing how easily he would toss us aside for his parents shattered that belief. How can he threaten divorce like that? Who does he think he is? Fine, let's get divorced. What? I don't want you around anymore. Go back to your mom and dad. Mama's boy. I tried to provoke him, and just as I hoped, Jack's face turned red, and he got furious. What? You're mocking me? Fine, then let's get a divorce right now. I'll go get the papers. Jack stormed off to the city office, and as soon as he left, I started packing my things. I called my parents, explained everything, and asked them to come pick me up. I told our daughter to pack her stuff, too. When Jack came back, he looked impatient. I've got the papers, he said quickly. He had filled out the forms at the office, and his signature looked angry and rushed. I signed my part, no hesitation. I'll file them, so you can just leave. I'm leaving whether you say so or not. You're truly a terrible wife. Jack's loud footsteps echoed as he walked away. Why did I stay married to someone like you for so long? If I had known this, I should have left sooner, but there was no point in regretting it now. I was just relieved to be free, and from now on, I'd focus on raising my daughter alone. A few minutes after Jack left, my parents arrived. We quickly finished packing, loaded up the car, and headed home. I also filed the divorce papers, and just like that, my divorce from Jack was finalized. It was just a formality, but when I realized that we were no longer legally married, I felt a huge sense of relief. I decided then that I'd start looking for a new place for me and my daughter to live. About a week after the divorce, while at my parents' house, I saw the luxury car Jack had bought. When I entered with my daughter, I saw Jack and my ex-in-laws sitting in the living room. My mom noticed us and took our daughter to another room. I walked into the living room. Jack panicked when he saw me. "Hey, Rose, what's the deal with the car insurance?" He started asking me in a rushed tone. "Why are you here, barging into my house like this?" I asked coldly. My ex-parents-in-law raised their voices. "We didn't want to come here either. We came because we had no choice. Why are you yelling at us?" My dad, quietly angry, spoke up. "If that's the case, you can leave. You're strangers to us now. We can call the cops to have you removed." At that, my ex-parents-in-law fell silent. "Rose, seriously, what's going on with the insurance payments?" Jack pressed. I sighed. "Did you forget what you said when you signed the papers? You insisted the car be in your name, and you took out the loan. You're responsible for paying the insurance." My ex-parents-in-law went pale. Jack's pride had made him take the loan, and I wasn't interested in the car to begin with. It was his choice, so he had to deal with the payments. Oh no, apparently, Jack and his parents were so excited about the car that they drove it too fast and crashed it into a guardrail. The front was damaged. Now that I think about it, when I got home, the car was parked in a way I couldn't see the front. I didn't look closely. They came to me, the one in charge of the payments, to ask about insurance. Since the loan company owns the car, it would have to be repaired in their name. Without insurance, they're responsible for all the costs, including the guardrail. I can only imagine how much it will cost to fix that luxury car. In the end, Jack and his parents had to return the car and pay a hefty repair bill. Afterward, I got multiple emails from Jack begging me to take him back. One of them said he couldn't pay his rent and utility bills anymore and had moved back in with his parents. It seems Jack's parents were harsh with him, though. He's now stuck living with them because he's buried in debt, but he doesn't want to stay there due to their attitude. He's still asking to see our daughter, but after everything, I think that's too selfish. I'm ignoring his messages. Of course, I haven't told him about the new place I'm living in with our daughter. What I was worried about was whether our daughter would miss him. Surprisingly, she seems perfectly fine and is enjoying her life. I will continue to work hard to provide for her and protect her. I don't believe you should put your parents above your own child, especially when you have your wife pay for everything and then give away the car as a gift. That's just not right. Well, Jack made his choices, and he got what he deserved. I hope Rose and her daughter find happiness together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay stunned.